Hey, what's going on? This is Louis Angel right here with AE Mind. And check this out. I have a very special treat for you guys here today. I'm going to be interviewing the co-star of the show, Supernatural. He plays an angel named Castiel on that show. Not only that, but he's been on several other TV shows. And he's a co-founder of this company called Random Acts. It's a nonprofit organization which does a lot of good things for the world. So we'll talk more about that. We'll also talk about this huge scavenger hunt that I actually participated in last year with my friends called Gishwhes. So let's talk a little bit about that before we get into, a little bit about the show and acting and other things. I really love this concept of Gishwhes. Let me see if I memorize it correctly. It's the greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen.
Yeah, well
Is
done,
that
well done. Yeah,
it?
as a memory master, you have an advantage on that. Most people can't remember how to say it, can't remember how it's spelled, and definitely don't remember what it stands for. So good on you. Yeah.
Thanks, man. So it took many years to get me to that point right there. Many years. So what is this? I mean, I participated. It was awesome to go out and do these like fun random things. And a lot of them were for like just good causes, helping out others, right? And at the end of it, you guys pick like a team that does gets the most points, and they go on a trip to was it Iceland this year? I think it
Yep,
is.
yep, yep.
So can you give me a little bit of background on how you came up with this idea and what is it exactly for those that don't know what it is?
When I got on Supernatural and started to get a following online, I had sort of a long and complicated story, but I'll shorten it to just say that I started sort of playing with my fans online, and I had been carrying with me this list of art projects that I wanted to get done for a long time, and the list kept getting longer, but I kept on not doing the things on the list. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have my fans do these things for me and see how they come out. And so a lot of those things wound up on a little list for a mini scavenger hunt that I conducted 7 years ago, and I did it really just to have fun. I had an episode off, and I was like, oh, this could be fun, and it really blew me away. The stuff that people sent back was amazing, and the way that people got engaged was also amazing. They clearly had a tremendous amount of fun and tried really really hard. And on that year, I think that the prize, like if your team won, I would give you, and you ever happened to come across me, if you presented your winning team ticket, I would buy you a cup of tea. Like that was it. It was not
What a prize.
it was not a good prize. So, but people didn't. It wasn't about the prize. People just like
Right.
tried super hard and won. And so when one team won, I'm still every once in a while, 7 years later, somebody will come up to me and be like, "Here's my thing. Can I
Got my
redeem
tea.
this for
Got my
some
tea.
tea?" And I have to stop and have tea with somebody. But I was like, wow, that blew me away. That was really fun for me. I have to keep doing it. And a lot of the submissions that people, I mean, some of the stuff that I had people do was absurd, and it just made me laugh. So I was like, I have to keep doing this. So the next year, I made it I got a friend who's been sort of a business partner for some time to help me put it together. And the next year, we ran it as a more organized thing, and that's when we named it Gishwhes. And in order to, which stands for, as you said, greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen, and in order to actually codify it as that legitimately, I was like, we have to win a Guinness World Record as the largest scavenger hunt ever, and we did that year. It was 6,000 something participants. Now we have many tens of thousands of participants. It's grown every year, and people participate from over 100 countries, and they've done truly extraordinary things, ranging from getting artwork that was crafted by 7-year-olds, which was in this year's hunt, up in space, which is amazing.
Did anybody do that one? Did they actually
Yes,
accomplish
they
it?
did. Yep,
Wow.
bunch of teams got that one. Um, One, yeah, we've had the likes of William Shatner participate in the hunt, and NASA has been involved, and it's been truly extraordinary. So I still continue to have a lot of fun with it. This year we did an amazing. So we also try to integrate in a scavenger hunt. We try to raise uh, a good chunk of the proceeds from Gishwhes go directly to charity afterwards. So that's one thing we like to do with it. But another thing is we like to actually focus the participants' efforts toward, as you mentioned, charitable acts. So there's a little bit of an element of um, charitable or magnanimous acts that are woven into the hunt. It's not what it's about, but it's an element of it. And part of the reason for that is, one, I feel like I've got an army of people who will do whatever I say, and I want to put them to good use. But another reason that I do that is that I want to help convey the message that doing good things for other people can be really fun. There's no reason that it has to be this boring drag that your parents are making you do. It can be something that you have a really great time doing. And so that's a message that in my life, generally speaking, I like to try to convey to people. And it seems to work. People love doing the kindness related items in the hunt. This year we had an item in the hunt which was to get other people. So we weren't extorting people who were participating in the hunt by saying, we want you to donate money, you participants. But the challenge was to get other people who were not participating in the hunt to donate money to help this family that we had just heard this amazingly heart-wrenching story about. They were Syrian refugees living in Lebanon. The mom had been shot by a sniper. She was paralyzed, hadn't been out of her tent in 2 years. The kids were just struggling to make ends meet. Their story is even more heartbreaking than what I just conveyed. But we added midway through the week-long scavenger hunt this year, we added in an item that said, get other people to donate money to help this family. And we were thinking, like, if we can get $30,000, we'll be able to get the mother medical attention. We'll be able to get the family out of that tent and into an apartment. We'll be able to pay for the kids' schooling. And that will last in Lebanon right now, that'll last for 3 years. If we get $30,000, like, we can take care of all of those needs for that amount of time. And we posted it in the evening, and the next morning we had $70,000. And I was like, shit, that's enough for a whole nother family. We got to find another family. Yeah. And so we found another family, and then we raised more money by the end of that day, and we found another family and another family. And by the end, we'd raised $220,000 in 3 days, and we have now 4 families that we're taking care of, hopefully for the next 5 years, which is just incredibly gratifying to be able to do, to be able to take a game that ostensibly is whimsical and in some respects possibly pointless, and focusing the energy of the participants in that game in order to materially change the lives of these families that otherwise were in literally the most dire straits you can imagine. So that's been one really gratifying aspect of Gishwhes, and I can go on and on about it because I really love it. I mean, another thing is that I feel like the hunt gives people an excuse to engage in activities that they would never do. Gets people out of their comfort zone, gets them doing things that are maybe embarrassing or artistic that they wouldn't normally do. And so I've gotten a lot of letters from people saying, like, after I participated in Gishwhes, I decided to quit my job and go back to art school. Or after I participated in Gishwhes, my team has become my closest friends, or marriages that have been transpired because of it, or whatever. So it's made a pretty big impact on a lot of people's lives, outside of the realm of the charitable stuff that we do try to do with it, just because it's like this super intense experience for a week that gets people doing stuff that they would never normally do. So I love it.
That's incredible, man. Yeah,
can't tell.
But my team, I was surprised. They actually, they got really into this.
Yeah.
They were going out, like some of the charitable things, or doing good for the community. A group of them, they went out and they were like giving bottles of water to individuals on the street with positive messages on them. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And just doing a bunch of these kind of awesome things for the community. For me, like the creative side, like you were saying right now, was I was fighting with a drone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but I picked up like my superhuman trophy, and I was like, Try to be a
I
robot.
saw that video. That's hilarious. Yep.
Yeah, so I did a few of those. So it's true. It helps you be more creative, and then also helps you to go out and just help out the community any way that you can. So I love it.